Some of you might say, well, is that right that Hitler goes 1,000 years with people that are even just Chinese, but they're good? They're basically good except for certain things they don't know about. And is it fair that they all would pay for the same length of time? And then you also can say, well, but if I say right now to you that some of them might only be there for 20 minutes, maybe some are 10 years, maybe some are 400 years in the darkness where people gnash teeth in pain. You could say, well, then how come those that are beheaded originally before that they get in first, like you are, me get in first, and it's right away, immediately, and how can the rest of the dead live for after the 1,000 years have ended? Then, if you're right, because when you're dead, time doesn't exist. If you pay everything you owe in 20 years here, in the darkness, in the punishment zone, for 20 years out of the 1,000, and then you're beheaded for your faith suddenly because you found everything you need. Christ said you won't leave till you pay everything you owe, and that's the truth. You won't leave, and I'll answer to God too. I'm a person like you are. I have more faith than you apparently. And I'm a prophet, and apparently you're not. Otherwise, you would have already asked yourself about the dinosaurs and time and how one day God says it's the next day after this happens. But men say, well, it's millions of years to us because that's how long the earth rotates. And how can day and night go to hell both in the end? Because God divided the day and night, and that's why it's day and night right now both, depending on what part of the earth you're on. I'm not your enemy either. I'm only telling you because God loves you, and I'm following what Christ wants to what I believe He wants and know He wants and have proof for, because none of your people have ever gone online and told you these things. 1,000 years, and some people after that won't even get in. And Christ brings His reward with Him when He comes, and you won't leave till you pay everything you owe, and some of them, even after they do that, He's going to tell them, I just don't like you at all. Like Hitler torturing thousands of people and the people who carried those out. Would it be right that they get in even after only 1,000 years of torture for themselves? No. And some of you might get in after a couple of years, but the blessed are those that get in first, and they don't stay in here. And you're looking at one of them. Not because of my artwork or anything else, because of my faith. Not because I look so good, my hair looks so nice and combed, and because I wear Prada or whatever those rich people wear, but because I dress in sackcloth and I fear God. And not in the way that some of you preachers out there turn people away, and it's not hatred that God tells you that for, it's love. He doesn't waste His time telling all of you those things just to tell you, oh, you're going to hell, ha ha ha, I'm God. No. He hates that bad things happen. He hates the war, but apparently none of you kids do. You love going on there and remembering the war and dressing like soldiers and killing your best friends. I mean, hey, who am I to judge, you know? I'm not judging you, but I am, but God already has, because it's not allowed. I've even sinned recently online on PlayStation a couple of weeks ago. I'm losing my vision because of the golf game, even. Double vision from everything above, everything white, and it's probably permanent. And from a racing game like Wipeout HD. I'm telling you this because I don't lead you into darkness just to share misery with the company. I don't enjoy that. It doesn't bring me any relief to know that, I mean, and so I tell you the truth. And I am the 12th branch. I know it sounds way out and crazy. And listen to this guy and laughing until your nose bleeds or whatever, but this is true. And God did make the dinosaurs and life and everything else. And I'm telling you the reason why that God said it's a good place and everything I made is great. And I put the tree of good and evil there. And animals, like dinosaurs, ate from it and became evil on that day of the life of animals. And then men did, but I allowed it. And it's good because only in the end I get the devil. I'm going to show you rapture is the devil flopping around on earth trying to murder everyone, even the people that worship him, like terrorists. They don't even know God, so it's a shame because they keep murdering themselves and others, and we have to keep on fighting a war that's ridiculous. Whenever the answer's right here, if everybody knows what I do, they will not sin fearing God like me. There is no faith greater than the faith I'm sharing. This is the time maybe that Christ is saying, how about everybody join hands and let's listen to the prophet and let's all understand what he's saying. We don't need the bad news anymore. And why did this happen? Why did somebody do this at the school? Why did this happen? Why did this bad thing happen? Maybe because nobody will grow up and they won't listen. And then somebody without that prophecies to them right now, and they don't hear. But if they do hear, because it's not spoken in parables, if they can't hear that, then they can't even hear anything. They're deaf, and they're in the worst darkness and the blindness, and leading others into it. This TV show you have on Wave 3, I just watched a little while. All these women and all this Prada and all this nice, expensive stuff, they look goofier than can be. And people and girls and stuff follow them, and they want to be rich. These women can't get in first. They're rich. It's impossible for them to get in first. They might be here for 500 or more years before they even understand the importance of what I'm telling them. And all these Saw movies and torture movies and using Christ's cross and even the Catholic cross, even though they call themselves the Father themselves and say Christ is in the inner room, which he's not. I'm not putting you down. It's out of love. I'm just telling you the truth. And I wasn't chosen. I did this myself. I made myself who I am. I don't add to the teachings or take away from them, either one. I don't tell things that are proud against God, like the false prophet, and says, this is God's nation, yet let's teach our children that they came from apes. And those are things that weren't even written since the beginning of time. And that's who I was talking about, the man who is the scientist. And women are men because they came from him. They're just called womb men. There is no excuse. The snake didn't talk in English language. It's an animal who doesn't live forever anyway. And plus, God didn't mean you die immediately if you eat that plant. I won't say which plants are which because it's none of your business really. And you won't find either one really in its form anymore in this day and age. I think that's about all I have to say to you, and I'm trying to spread it as best I can because then I'm a prophet and I'm a true and I'm complete. And I don't sell things either. I don't ask for anything. Don't even come here to reward me. Go out and worship God. Tell people what I said and tell them that God said so. And make sure you believe it first. Don't lie. And I think that's about all I need to say to you right now. I don't even know if this long movie will even post on there, but I'll put it in low quality. I know I am. I'm a weird guy.